Tata in Real Expat Life. So many things going on right now around me that I just feel like I cannot deal with.
Wow, 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 wow.
And I need to talk about it. Today I'm going to be covering social distancing because it's a really hot topic right now in our society. All over the world we have this virus outbreak, this pandemic that's going on, and it's forcing people to stay away from each other and distance themselves a little bit more than they normally would. Our close family and friends, if you live in the same house with somebody, is okay, but we're not supposed to be having a lot of contact with the outside world. Trying to stay home from the store, not taking your kids with you to places, keeping them in home. In Spain, we've been on full lockdown for about 4 weeks now, just a little bit over that. My kids have not left the flat. We've only been out with the dog and to work because we are essential workers, and that is it. It's been really hard for us to stay home. But when it comes to actually social distancing and physical contact with people, I haven't really found that I've had a problem with it. In fact, I've never really been somebody that is a big touchy-feely, huggy type of person.
Whoa, no touchy. No touchy. No touch.
With my close friends and family, sure. But when it comes to hugging strangers or people I don't know well, it's not something I've ever really enjoyed. But some people are finding it a little bit more difficult.
Nobody loves me. Nobody.
When I first moved to Spain, I had a lot of really awkward encounters. I would go in for the handshake when I would meet somebody new, and they would come in for the kiss on either side of the cheek. And it just made for a really weird situation because we then went to the kiss, but it was obviously an awkward situation.
On a large kiss.
I've gotten a little bit better about it over the years, but there's still some situations that I find really uncomfortable. I don't need somebody I don't know in my face. I barely like it with my close friends, let alone somebody I've never met before. When I first moved to Spain, I was pregnant with my first child, and I found it really weird that people, when I started to show, would come up to me and just touch my bump without even asking, without trying to see if it would be okay. It was just a natural thing for them to walk up and touch my bump. I traveled to Germany, I traveled to the United States in both of my pregnancies, and nobody ever tried to touch my stomach. Maybe somebody asked or something, but I don't even remember somebody asking me if they could do that there. But in Spain, it was such a natural thing for everybody to do that it made it really uncomfortable for me. In fact, the first time we flew to visit my in-laws when I was pregnant, both my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law went in to hug me when we first arrived at the airport, which is totally fine. I love my in-laws. But then they both touched my stomach. And at one point I had to actually gently take my sister-in-law's hand and move it off of my stomach because it made me really uncomfortable. I later had my husband speak with them and let them know how I felt and that we would really appreciate if they didn't do it again. They respected that. Even through my second pregnancy, they never touched me or anything in a way that I felt uncomfortable, and I really appreciated that because it just isn't something I wanted to happen. I'm sure it's been really difficult for the Spaniards to stay away from each other, to keep from physical contact. It's one of the reasons the virus spread as quickly as it did in our country. People were taking the stay-at-home notice, and I'm sure they have in a lot of other countries as well, but I know here that people kind of took the stay-at-home order as a chance to have a little bit of an unplanned vacation, and they went out to parks and restaurants and met up with family, and it just spread like wildfire here, and it has been really hard on everybody as a result because we have been on such a hard lockdown since then that we're going crazy after 4 weeks, and we're slowly starting to see those numbers come down, which is really, really good, and we are all just hoping and praying that very soon we will be let out of our lockdown.
Free! Free!
My kids are going crazy all day. They're riding their scooters around on our balcony, which is not all that big. And other than that, running around the living room as much as we possibly can because they need some kind of activity, and I can't even let them outside the flat. When my husband is working, I do get to take them in the stroller for a walk when we go for a walk with the dog, but I cannot go further than 400 meters from the house, and they're not allowed out of the stroller. It's been really difficult. They miss being outside. We're a very active and outdoorsy family. We go hiking, we go walking, we go riding our bikes, we are outside all the time, and so it's been a really hard adjustment for all of us, but especially the kids who just need that release of energy. We should continue practicing social distancing even after the stay-at-home orders have been lifted for the most part. We need to not be having extra physical contact, not be going extra places we shouldn't be going, try to stay at a distance away from each other, and hopefully we can continue to keep the numbers of the pandemic down once you return to society, because they are going to increase again for a while. We're probably going to be quarantined again for a while, and it's going to be an up and down for a long time until we can really get a handle on everything. And the more people can stay away from each other, keep a distance, not do unnecessary trips to places and meetings with people and extra things, then hopefully we can kick this in the bum and get rid of it as soon as possible. So let me know what you guys think about social distancing. How have you guys been dealing with it? What have you been doing to deal with it? Are you feeling the strain of not being able to touch people? Or are you more like me that's kind of grateful to have a little bit of social distancing between people and you're kind of hoping it'll continue for a little bit longer? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.